Welcome to another lecture. I'm Professor Alexei, your co-host on this journey into the complexities of some of the most significant events and phenomena shaping our world.
And I'm Priyanka. Today we're diving into a distressing and sobering topic, the 2025 New Orleans Bourbon Street attack, a moment of tragedy that continues to inform our understanding of urban security.
Let's get started. To provide some clarity, it's important to understand that what we refer to as a vehicle ramming attack involves individuals using vehicles as weapons to inflict harm. This method has regrettably become a discernible tactic of terrorism in recent years. From a scientific perspective, such attacks occupy a critical place within terrorism studies, positioning them within broader discussions on urban security and counterterrorism, which is characterized by the complexity of motives and the tactical simplicity of execution.
That use of vehicles, in a way, it's shockingly accessible, which is why understanding and preventing these attacks is so important. They raise questions about how cities can protect public spaces without becoming fortresses.
Next, we shall explore the relevance and stakes of these tragic events. It's crucial to consider the far-reaching impact they have on evolving urban security protocols. While only a single event, the Bourbon Street attack serves as a stark reminder of the threats facing modern cities, requiring continuous adaptation of security measures. Moreover, the very unpredictability in motives and methods, essentially manifesting in actions before they're fully understood, challenges historical analysis and demands vigilance.
Interestingly, I think, society is often caught off guard because those carrying out these attacks, their personal stories don't always align with such extreme outcomes.
As we continue, let's share some basic facts and history surrounding the attack. First, consider the fact that the vehicle employed by Shamsuddin Jabbar was rented through the Turo car-sharing app, a seemingly mundane detail that speaks volumes about the misuse of conveniences in everyday life. Another remarkably unsettling fact is the presence of an ISIS flag on the operational vehicle, signifying perhaps an ideological connection, albeit indirect. Lastly, the regrettably non-functional barricades, initially installed for heightened safety, yet offered no resistance when most needed. Speaking of the chronology, we find ourselves on January 1, 2025, amidst New Year celebrations. Our narrative's backdrop, now infamous, changed dramatically in the wake of this attack, coinciding with an incident in Las Vegas that initially raised alarms of a coordinated terroristic effort. Yet investigations dissolved that connection. Jabbar's past as an honorably discharged U.S. Army Staff Sergeant further adds perplexity, given his trajectory from service to undoing societal fabric.
I'm curious about how, even with heightened security for such events, essential measures seem to miss such critical dangers.
This brings us to discuss the broader connection with the issue at hand. In studying urban security measures across Europe, we see numerous parallels in cities striving to safeguard public festivities without disrupting their cultural essence. This, naturally, segues us into larger inquiries. Profound ones indeed.
Right. Let's consider big question number one. Why do lone wolf attackers often succeed even when there are prior warnings?
It's important to understand that the failure of preventative measures, such as the unfortunate malfunctioning of New Orleans barricades, as well as the unheeded warnings, can be attributed to alignment issues in procedural protocols and resource allocation. Here, we observe a grim reality of bureaucratic challenges thwarting effective street-level implementation, despite having comprehensive intelligence beforehand.
But do memos or security briefs really factor in innovative attack forms? Like, could it be they kind of overlook the unpredictable nature of individual attackers?
This logically leads us to the second profound inquiry. How do individuals like Jabbar remain undetected prior to committing acts of violence? We must consider that while Jabbar's unsettling video postings pre-attack might have revealed radicalization avenues, the monitoring of such online content remains fragmented. Platforms often experience gaps in flagging extremist ideology without infringing upon free speech. A quite intricate balancing act.
Shouldn't platforms bear more responsibility for what's shared? I mean, it seems like they're gatekeepers in a sense.
What we observe here is a technological challenge. Essentially the intricacies of moderating online forums and social media, without stifling their essence as communities for dialogue. Thus, it charts an ongoing discourse about managing such platforms amid evolving threats.
Our final big question, what measures could effectively prevent vehicle ramming attacks currently?
Theoretically speaking, advanced security infrastructures, like automated barrier systems, represent a promising frontier. We must integrate robust physical solutions with existing urban infrastructures to address these vulnerabilities. From automated surveillance to predictive policing techniques, emerging technologies require extensive testing to ensure seamless incorporation. Ultimately, innovation lies at the forefront of this ongoing battle against vehicular threats.
If I may suggest, does integrating these solutions really align with urban aesthetics and functionality?
In conclusion, balancing aesthetic, functional, and security needs of urban landscapes remains a challenge for designers and policymakers. However, as we witness these transformative security policy discourses take form, the resulting advancements yet to come, they inspire us to reflect deeply upon long-term societal impacts.
Thank you, Alexei, for guiding us through this impactful discussion. And to our listeners, thanks for joining us.
On that note, we encourage you to continue exploring this topic, whether through counterterrorism policy analyses or urban planning debates on public safety. Until our next lecture, let learning be our armor against ignorance.